Oh, something popped up on the screen there.
Why did it pop up? Okay.
Yeah, so a quick Sub-Zero update. He just turned 6 months old. Actually, he turned 6 months old like 3 or 4 days ago, right?
Yeah.
On the 19th. Yeah.
You said it on the show.
So happy 6-month birthday, bro. He's too big. I gotta put him down. All right. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Homeboy's big. All right, Carly, you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Wednesday, the 25th, 26th, 25th. We're going to start today's show real quickly with the fantasy team leaderboard. So just because I may not call your name if you're playing the fantasy teams, doesn't matter. It's still early, and I'm just reading the top 5 spots after the first round of completion. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people come from last place at the end of the first round and come back and win. All right, in first place, all by himself, is William Spencer with 32 points. There are three people tied in second place with 31 points, and that is Thomas Chi, Furzio9, and Con, C-O-N. By the way, Con, as well as NT, that's November Tango, are the only two people after Andreescu lost today that are left in the $500 cash giveaway. They're the only two people left, and they have a strong showing there. And I'll tell you who those players are in a little bit. And third place, SD Tennis, who is Robert Frush. Robert Frush is one of our very close personal friends, and he plays fantasies and as well, and he is by himself in third. In fourth place is Patrick Young with 29 points. And in fifth place, we're tied with two people, and that is Antek Kaminsky and Mervin CR at 28 points. And do not forget, there are two winners there. The top two players will win $50 each. Or if you want that same amount in strings from Diadem or YTech strings or Diadem merchandise or YTech merchandise or 5K tennis hats. And by the way, a lot of the girls will send us messages. Hey, are you ever going to do 5K hats that are pink? We got them in. So Carla wore one the other day, but we can do that as well. Okay? Fair enough?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so great job to all the players. There's a lot of people that play. And to be in the top 5 is a pretty darn good job.
It's really good. The two that are left, though, they're going to have a hard time winning this.
We'll see.
Because their picks are pretty interesting.
Yeah. And we'll get more into the intensity of
super interesting.
Yeah, we'll get into the intensity of that as the season or as the tournament progresses.
I have a better chance of winning the lottery.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
We play lottery all the time.
But I'm saying their picks, we have a better chance of playing scratch offs and we're maybe winning $5 than them winning this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just saying.
The two people NT and
just saying those picks are.
The two people left for the $500 cash giveaway are NT and Con. And here's who they have left. This is not the fantasy team. This is for the predictions. Con has Iga Swiatek beating Angelique Kerber in the final. And he also has, or she has, Novak Djokovic defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final.
Yeah.
NT has Nadal beating Tsitsipas in the final, and NT has Badosa beating Coco Gauff in the final.
Definitely not happening. I'm not even worried about the 500.
It could.
Badosa and Coco Gauff, yeah, no, not happening.
All right, Carl, you had a shout out and a big shout out at that, and that goes to Blakely Prime. She is not only a personal friend, but a student and as well a member of the club in which that we teach.
Yeah, happy birthday to her, guys. I mean, happy birthday. I think she's not sure. I know she's way younger than me. She has been very, very a positive person at the club, a positive person in our lives, a soldier, a true person, honest. I like her.
No doubt about that.
We definitely click well together, and happy birthday to you. Did we sing happy birthday?
You have to.
Oh.
I was just thinking because we have sung happy birthday for multiple tennis players, multiple viewers on the show, so we have to follow suit with her.
Okay, well, she's on.
All right, let's go. On 3. Happy birthday to you.
Like, I didn't even sing to Djokovic, so go ahead.
No, Carla just came in with some acapella, like some harmonizing there. I shut out the first verse and she came out with, that was kind of like a rap song with, anyway, so let's try that again. You can throw in the acapella too. Okay, happy birthday to you. You rock, you rock, you rock. Happy birthday to you. Keep smoking that, sir. Happy birthday, dear Blakely. Keep kicking ass. Happy birthday to you. Let's go get some. Happy birthday.
35. Woo, that's so long
Okay.
for me.
35.
That's a good age. Like, 35 is a good age.
35.
Isn't Djokovic 35?
I think so.
How old is Murray? 35?
Who?
Murray?
I just lost my.
Even
no,
though he looks older than
I do
35.
have it. I do have it. I have another shout out, and this is another important shout out. That shout out goes to Fernanda Contreras Gomez, who is the 24-year-old Mexican player that we have not given a shout out to already. Did not know that she was in the tournament, right? One of our really good friends and has been for a lot of years is a fellow coach, and his name is Rolando Vargas Bao, who is the head coach at Troy University here in the state of Alabama. One of the finest coaches I've ever been around, and he was a former top Mexican player. And I know his passion for Mexican tennis, so I'm sure he was very proud as well. So good job for her. The young lady was a D1 tennis player at, where did she go? Vanderbilt, yes, in Tennessee. Christopher had a scholarship opportunity to go there, but he went to the Air Force Academy instead. Anyway, so shout out to her, okay? Also as well, we mentioned that there was only 2 girls that were from the continent of Africa in the draw this year, and that was Sharif and
What is that?
I gotta check that out. Sharif and Jabbour, right?
Yeah, I guess. You know, guys, it was sunny for a bit at Merrill Lake, and then it started raining, so they didn't even get to play for an hour. So I guess we made as the tennis, you would have wasted your time going over there on men's night because it started raining.
Well, it's easier said than done for people that live close to there.
Yeah, but
actually, Robert lives a long ways away.
It started raining.
Yeah.
So the ladies were running and it started raining. So.
Well, for us to go, we have to go, and then we have to do the courts. That's part of the agreement. We have to get all our balls out, everything out. So if we get all that stuff out, which takes a couple of hours in of itself, get the balls out on the court, and then here comes the rain, then all of our work to do the courts just went in vain, and then all of our stuff gets wet, like the balls and everything else. So it's an all-day process for us to come from here.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we'll be there after the rain passes.
Yeah.
Cleaning the courts.
Yeah.
We won't be teaching, but we'll be cleaning the courts to get ready for Friday.
Exactly. It's rained so much, we'll have to spend multiple hours just getting the courts ready again. Yeah. All right, starting today's show with the Rafael Nadal, the Rafael Nadal Mutet match that just completed. Mm-hmm. All right. Don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but I feel like Novak Djokovic's match today was a good practice match, just like Rafael Nadal's match.
Yeah, I felt like Djokovic should have cruised through that a bit quicker, being that he was playing a qualifier and really someone that had nothing to really hurt him with. And same as Mutet, Mutet didn't really have much to hurt Nadal, so it was a good practice match for them. I think it was like me practicing against one of my beginner students.
I don't think quite that bad. Look, Mutet is a strategic player.
Okay, me practicing against my 9-year-old.
That's still too far gone. Mutet can play.
Okay, me practicing against one of the high school kids that have maybe played for 2 years.
That's longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
Look, Mutet is just not going to blow you off the court. However, Mutet has variety. He's not going to pound the ball at 130 miles an hour off the forehand, but he'll place it. He'll hit his spots. He'll open the court up, and he'll be patient. But Nadal is just a little too much for that type of strategy.
Lucky sister, Jean, or a friend of your sister. He said my friend's sister has tickets to the French Open quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. I actually know a lady that I used to play league tennis with in Montgomery that's actually there at the French Open. I saw her pictures.
Darlene?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for her. Sweet lady, good lady too, yeah. Shout out at 9:33. So, by the way,
I was not saying that. They definitely didn't know. No. Justin and I have our moments where he can beat me. There are days where I can't,
What?
where if you play really smart defense tennis, I'm in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Look, Carla. I wasn't raised a baseline player. I was raised a certain volleyer. So I'm very uncomfortable rallying from the baseline. I was raised with a wooden racket, and my dad would be like, or coaches would be like, you better be at the damn net within 2 shots or I'm going to put this racket up your ass type thing. Not really, just saying. So from the baseline, Carla will pretty much have her way, right? But at the same point in time, if I'm hitting all my spots, meaning drop shots, slices, slobs, and so forth, then I'll have my way. So it just depends on the day of the week.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So don't forget though that Mutet is a rapper. Shapovalov, Denis Shapovalov, aka Vanilla Ice, and Mutet did put out a single. You can check it out on YouTube. And by the way, it sucks ass. It's really bad. But nonetheless, here's their picture of their cover.
I think they look cute.
Okay.
So you think they look cute? At least Mutet made past the first
I
round.
think Shapo got jacked up today.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that in a moment. All right, I'm gonna start a new segment called Stat of the Day, and I get this from the Dan Patrick Show, by the way. I don't take someone idea on the Dan Patrick Show, which is an NBC Sports type thing. He always has a Stat of the Day, so I'm copying from Dan. Love you, bro. Really do love your show. The Stat of the Day that I wrote down today was in the Ramos Vignolas and Carlos Alcaraz match. Ramos Vignolas was 5-4-6. That's cinco y seis break points. And Carlos Alcaraz was 5-for-23. Okay, the match went 5 sets. It was a great match, and we're going to break it down here shortly. But the stat of the day is, think about this. Ramos was 5-for-6, and Alcaraz was 5-of-23. And it still went 5 sets. Alcaraz could have won the match in straight sets with relative ease. His young age and lack of pressure dealing with these major matches. I think this is his what? 7th major, his 7th major appearance? 7th? Because we mentioned, we did a segment on him, his very first major. Yeah. And we went through COVID and everything else. And I think that was 7 majors ago. I think this was probably a 7th major. Anyway, as time progresses, that experience will start to make him play a little bit more freely at the biggest points on the biggest stages. But for him to go 5-for-23 on break points and still win the match, pretty dang good. Yeah.
He should have won that match in 3 sets. Honestly, I'm sure that Michael Walker was pretty nervous out there.
Is he on?
He's not on. I feel like his opponent had a big chance to beat him. Didn't take it. Had match point against him. And, did not take it, but still fought through the 5th set. I do not think that Alcaraz can do that against Djokovic or Nadal. No way. Mm-mm.
The match point that Ramos Vignolas had, we were watching it. When he missed a shot, it was a forehand off his back foot. He was playing like kind of Sakari-ish there. He was defending a little too much, so he was kind of leaning back and hitting, falling away, and he missed the net. Right. And then he had a couple other.
He had many opportunities as well.
Yeah, he had a couple of other opportunities there, hitting that back foot forehand, getting a little tight, pushing the ball. It just didn't happen for him. We're going to get into that match entirely here in a moment. But we have a poll question of the day that leads into another topic. And again, this comes from Dan, much love. But a poll question of the day. Are you ready to put the poll question in?
Sure.
Okay. Here's the poll question. And listen to it. And let's get the answers going. Here's the poll question. Do you have a better chance of winning a game in women's tennis? A, do you have a better chance of winning a game?
You have a better chance
of winning a game in women's tennis when you are A, serving, or B, receiving?
You have a better chance of winning a women's game.
Winning a game in women's tennis, yeah. Tennis, T-E-N-N-I-S, tennis. Can you type? What are you doing? Just hit the word tennis.
Women's, that's why I messed up.
Man, they'll figure it out. Come on.
Women's,
tennis.
Serving or okay.
Yeah, and then option, serving and then receiving.
Okay.
Why do I ask this question?
I can answer that. That's pretty easy.
Today there was a match, and when we get down to the written stats, and I've got pages here, we'll talk about why it was so important at that point in time. But at one point in time today, there was 10 games in a row, 10 games that were played, right? And the server, or excuse me, the receiving person broke the servers 10 games in a row. So one person served, didn't hold, back and forth 10 times.
I think for if
in a row.
For women, you have a better chance if you're not serving. I'm sorry, I'm being honest. Unless you're Serena or Venus when they were at their best, right?
Yes, there's a couple other big servers
and
out
a few
there.
other big servers. But I really think for women, they have a better chance when they're receiving.
Yeah.
For men, it is important to serve. If you're serving, you're almost guaranteed. Like, let's say you are serving for the match. It's almost a guarantee you're going to win unless you're Roger Federer against Djokovic.
Yeah, or Roger Federer against Tsonga in the 2011 or
But for women, I think that they feel less pressure if they're not serving. I've seen a lot of women serving for the match and they double fault. They make stupid mistakes. But I see that they play a lot better when they're returning. Yeah. Because a lot of the women serve on the second service, it's more of a push. So the women feel a lot more
They can tee off on it.
Right. Whereas the guys, they have that first hard serve or they have the kick serve, you know, and serve sometimes, which we watch Alcaraz's opponent kind of put him out, you know, put him way out there. But because of Alcaraz's speed, he got back to the point. But honestly, Vignola, what was his name?
Ramos Vignolas.
Vignolas did not volley correctly today. He should have put a lot of
he missed a couple real easy volleys that were really important. So did Alcaraz at certain points in time, but not at such an important point. Ramos Vignolas found a way to miss volleys at the wrong time, every time, right?
Funny. Says for life says Sarah Ronnie would rather not serve at all. Yeah, she has one of the worst serves. Gene Schwartz says Corda beat him a few weeks ago in Monte Carlo. He's up in 2-0 against Alcaraz. Well, they're playing 3 out of 5, so I think that's going to be a little bit different. I really was not impressed with Corda today playing Gasquet.
I like the comment that you just read. And earlier today when we were, you know, we kind of go through and you know, keep the scores. We can always just reprint fresh draws, but we like to actually, you know, follow it and write it because it helps us remember it better, kind of like studying. When we pinned in that it was a Corda and Alcaraz third round match, I'm leaning towards Corda. I don't think necessarily just because he's flying the U.S. flag or whatnot, and they're both relatively young. You know why I'm rooting for Corda? Mike Walker.
You almost won that bet today.
I almost won the bet today. So I have an ongoing bet now with Mike Walker in New York. What's up, Mike? Love you a lot. For $100.
I feel like if Alcaraz almost lost to subpar player.
And he went 5 sets.
So 5 sets. He can definitely lose to anyone. I don't feel like he's ready. He looks at his camp a lot. I feel like first of all, he does not play like Djokovic Mitrovic. Not one bit. I think that Djokovic is a lot smarter.
They both have wheels. They have wheels,
but so does many players have wheels. Nadal has wheels. I don't feel like they play the same at all. I feel like a lot of he goes for too much, uses up way too much energy. Whereas Djokovic is a little bit smarter, way smarter. What am I saying? The guys won, 20 slams for a reason. They definitely don't play the same way. Not at all.
Look, if you look at that bottom section of the top half of the draw, you have Corda and Alcaraz in the bottom. You got Djokovic up top. You got Nadal, Zverev in the middle. And don't tell me that Zverev's a threat today after going 5 sets with. No. And we'll get to that in a little while. But the winner between Djokovic and Nadal will face that bottom section, right? Corda, in my opinion, matches up against anyone equally as good as Nakashima, Isner, Zapata Morales, Nori, Kachanov, and his next upcoming match, Corda. So I'm feeling like the Corda-Alcaraz match is like the semifinal because the way Zverev played today, by the way, at least in the first 2 sets, I don't think it's going to do him much good. I don't think Nakashima could beat Zverev playing like that.
To me, looking at Alcaraz today, yes, there were some beautiful shots, amazing shots. But then again, I feel like his opponent did not take advantage. Kept going back to him. Like, you see the guy running, go behind him. Don't go back to him. There's a lot of shots that went back to him that he could have gone behind him. It's hard to turn and get to the ball. So there's a lot of missed opportunities there, in my opinion. I don't feel like a Djokovic or Nadal is going to allow that, or even a Tsitsipas is going to allow that. I feel like there's other players out there that would have beat him had they had the match point.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, I just don't see a Grand Slam champion. Not this year. I don't see it. Yes, he's young. You're supposed to run your ass off when you're freaking 19 years old.
Right.
Just saying. I mean, when I was 19 years old, I was Superwoman. You know,
You still are Superwoman.
I'm just saying, like, you're supposed to run. Are you guys really going over a 19-year-old running? That's what you're supposed to do.
Let's go.
You're supposed to do that. You played a veteran and you barely beat him. Barely beat him.
Alcaraz could have won in straight sets. When you're 5 for 23 of break point chances, that's a rough day at the office, but he still pulled it out. I enjoyed watching that match so far, and in my opinion, I don't know about yours at this point, but I think that was the best match of the tournament. But hey,
yeah, it was definitely the best match of the tournament. Absolutely.
And it's just a testament that the French Open has slowly, or Roland Garros. When I was a kid, we would always say French Open, Roland Garros, whatever. I really feel like the French Open has become the new Wimbledon. Like when we were young, Wimbledon was everything. You know, the granddaddy or grandmama of them all. You know, Wimbledon, we had to watch it. But Wimbledon has been the most frequent as of late to change. And it's not just taking the points away because of the Ukrainian and Russian conflict. And don't forget to throw Belarus.
You know what the problem with
it's not just that.
You know what the problem with Wimbledon is?
What about tiebreaker in the fifth set?
Let me tell you what problem with the English are, and don't take this offense.
Be careful.
They're freaking whiners.
They whine
about everything.
Be careful.
That's why you have a queen and not a king. Just saying. I'm sorry.
Well, what do we have? We got a bunch of puppets.
They whine and bitch about everything. Like McEnroe is right to get on Hinman. Millman was upset and said, look, there's so many wars out there. I read a whole article where he said there's so many wars out there. You know, we've seen the Ukraine, the Russians fighting. We've seen, you know, in the Middle Eastern fight, you know, we've seen them sell weapons and blah, 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 blah. I mean, what does tennis have to do with the war? It has nothing to do with it. They're just being little bitches. You got insurance money. You move the tournament. I mean, come on, man. Stop being little bitches. That's the reason why you guys don't have a champion.
Look, I'm not going to.
It's factual. They don't have a champion because they're little wusses.
It just
seems the reason why America got back. I'm just saying.
Even though American tennis sucks.
The little Americans became wuss because of technology. I'm just saying. But before that, I mean, look at the revolution.
Can you expand that thought process? So are you saying the reason why the United States' children are morbidly obese and that don't play tennis anymore is because they got a cell phone?
Because they're spoiled. They got a cell phone.
There you go.
You got people like this fucking kid who just shot a whole bunch of people because they're all into the video games.
Yeah, I hate.
I mean, that is sad just to read how many people died in that tragedy. They could have stopped
21, 19
I feel
children,
like that
2
could have
adults.
been stopped. What do you think?
Look, I don't know the answer to. It's a conundrum to say the least. We make children's toy. You can't even say the GUNS word on here because your video will get pulled. But you can't even make. You can't make the real GUNS illegal, but you can make any children's toys illegal that look that way. So you should deal with the real thing and not the kids' toys.
That's how I feel. Every time I watch someone come out there, Brit, play tennis, Hedman never had balls. That's why he never won.
Damn, he's got a mountain. He's got a Hinman Hill. He got a Hinman
They
Hill.
had to adopt Murray, being Scottish. He is Scottish.
Murray Mountain.
He's not Brit. He's Scottish. So they had to adopt him to feel like finally somebody won Wimbledon. And they got this girl Raducanu who's not even really Brit.
That's a funny discussion.
Just look at her.
We're gonna have that discussion soon.
I'm being serious. And then they're the only Grand Slam. You would think the French would have a problem with it, but they don't. They let the Russians and the Belarus play, but the Brits have a problem with it.
Who is Raducan-Who? Who is that? I forget who this is.
Anyway,
who is Raducan?
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate emails.
Raducan-Who?
But that's okay. I'm just telling you.
Look, Carla, when we first started the show, Carla got this hate email that said that she was so bad that they should bury her.
Oh, because I hated Djokovic?
Yeah, she should bury herself up to her neck in sand and get pelted in the face with rocks. That was the classic one, though, right?
I'm just saying. I mean, like, really. I mean, everything is so proper. We got to wear white and we got to bow. Come on, man, guys, get real.
Okay.
We're like living in, I mean, what century are we in?
Update on the poll question.
I get Britain is made up of Scotland, but no one from England has actually won that tournament in a long time.
It's on the same island.
Yeah, but who from England has won it?
Fred Perry.
Oh, that's long ago. I'm just like,
is it?
Look at that. That's horrible.
Is Virginia Wade? Is Virginia Wade British?
I thought she was.
Is Virginia Wade British?
It's been long. I'm just saying. Aren't you guys complain about how it's not fair? They taking the first of all, they say Russians cannot play. The Russians can't play, and now there's no points.
So stupid.
Now there's no points.
Yeah.
How are you guys taking that? Like, seriously. You got Millman, who's Australian, saying something about it, you know? I mean, come on, guys. Something's wrong here.
Yeah, it's kind of jacked up. And we have a whole segment for that, but I'm still in the introduction, and I've got like 10 pages, bro. I prepared for this one. So
Thank you. Yes, Virginia Wade was so long ago.
it's okay.
We had Conta that was not even.
Okay.
Conta was where?
Okay.
What was her background really from? She wasn't even from Conta. Remember Conta?
Yeah.
She wasn't even born there.
Okay.
I'm just saying they haven't had a champion. You got Heather Watson, that's a weak player. I mean, you've had so many that have come through that you got to ask yourself, why are they weak?
Jack 2022. That's Nolte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love this guy. I love the setup of your living room with the TV with the match going the other day. See, when we get these messages, I look at them and think about more than the game. I'm thinking like the chill environment of the picturesque setting. Really felt that I was like with you. I was like, yeah, I felt like I was watching the same match because I was, or at least the same tournament. But he indicates that that was so long ago. Think about something objectively. The Earth is what, a couple billion years old, and we're human beings. And I think our recorded history goes back, maybe not recorded, but I think we can kind of prove it. But science can be disproven, right? So I think about 150,000 years, maybe 200,000 years, give or take, if you're going back to the Neanderthals. But if you have a billion here and you have a couple 100,000 here, much less the modern human beings that we are now, this is a grain of sand and a endless, infinite beach full of years. Okay, so we haven't been around that long, right? It's not that long ago, right? It's just like yesterday, right? Sometimes I'm like, damn, I got a 20-year-old son, an 18-year-old son, a 13-year-old.
It seems very long ago.
What happened?
It seems very long ago. It's like the American. When's the last time an American won the U.S. Open? It's long ago.
I'm kidding. Obviously, in the world of today, yes, it was a long time ago. I agree. You're definitely right. That was like the age of no television yet, I think. Was Virginia Wade in like black and white photography?
Yes, of course.
I think maybe what, 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s, somewhere in there, 60s. I don't know. But she was definitely back in the day. Okay, the poll question right now is, do you have a better chance of winning a game in women's tennis if you are A, serving, or B, receiving? Right now, the receiving is up 65 to 35%. Okay? Fact of the day. I'm going with the fact of the day, and this is kind of our own offshoot of Dan Patrick's wonderfully done stuff. Fact of the day. I put this one out for fact of the day. Brad Gilbert, as you all know, is a commentator and was a long time Southern California tennis player and coach, right? Brad Gilbert coached Pete Sampras for a little while, Davis Cup for a little while, been around him multiple times in different tournaments. Brad Gilbert calls a fierce forehand, a ballin' forehand, like the cornerstone of every American tennis player's game. A fear hand. He calls it a fear hand. Have you heard this?
No.
Have you heard Brad Young called a forehand, a fear hand, like fear that forehand? Okay. Carlos Alcaraz has spawned a word in my mind. Watching Alcaraz today, even though he was only 5 for 23 and break points, watching him smack his backhand was quite amazing. And I do not like two-handed backhands. Not a fan of them at all. I would rather watch a one-hander any day of the week than watch a man with two hands on his racket. However, I'm calling it like this. Carlos Alcaraz's backhand is a fear hand. You better fear that, bro. He is taking that thing standing open. He's closing it off. He's taking angles out wide. He's taking angles on end. He is coming around sometimes his forehand to hit the inside-in backhand, to hit the inside-out backhand, whether it's close stance, whether it's open stance. He is ripping the damn backhand. How many players that can you even think about that actually sometimes upon a neutral ball coming right at you, and I have to create space. So I have a ball coming at me, and I have to tell myself, man, my footwork better be on. I'm going to pop out of the way and hit the forehand, or I'm going to pop out of the way and create space and hit the backhand. Says, homeboy, I'm going to jump out of the way, create space in my backhand, and I'll hit it inside out on you. He was in he's lefty, but he was in the ad side of the court, jumping around and hitting absolute annihilating backhands, beast hands at this young man, Ramos. When Alcaraz shook off that match point with that beastly beast hand, at that point in time, what do we say, Carla? That's it. That's it. It's over. Young man was on the ropes. A young man got himself off the ropes. And
Is
it's going to be over.
Is it glitchy, guys? I know SD Tennis is telling me it's glitchy, so I was going to.
But remember, he lives in Grand Bay.
No, Irvington.
Yeah, if it's glitchy, let us know.
Alpha said, I want one of those 5K caps. How do I buy?
That's great. They're 25, and just go to our email address. By the way, is
where are you at? First of all, Alpha.
Yeah, it depends on where in the world you are. Shipping can get crazy. But our email address is 5K. So the number 5, the letter K, and then TENNIS@mail.com. You can reach us on Facebook, which is Justin, Justin, space Carla. So Justin, Justin, space Carla, Carla, space Davis, Davis, or Facebook 5K Tennis. Instagram 5K Tennis, and YouTube, obviously, 5K Tennis. Okay? Anyway, Alcaraz has a beast backhand. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, he has a beautiful. I mean, all his strokes are beautiful. I mean, I love the guy, but I just don't think he's ready to win a Grand Slam. Just saying, he struggled. What was SD Tennis exactly what he said? Let me go back to his message when he texted. When we were texting back and forth. Look, this was his, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm shooting this from the hip. I think it's his only 7th major appearance. Well, I was telling Robert is his name, but he goes by SD Tennis. I was like, do you notice everybody who's down 2 sets has won, come back in this tournament and won? He said, seems like they can all turn it up a notch when they need it against inferior competition. What does that tell you? He should have won that in 3 sets. Yeah,
what that tells me that Zverev's a puppy-hating fairy because he dropped 2 sets today. You know, every time one of these next-gen people that we had to lap up, that whole next-gen generation, the worst times of being a tennis spectator was having to put up with the absolute stupidity of this next-gen thing. It got so bad where they had a next-gen. Am I right or wrong? Didn't they have a next-gen because the next-gen still hadn't delivered? And here you are. You still have Nadal, Djokovic, and that's about it left. But you still have them here. And the next gen's already getting old. And the next gen is beginning to age a bit. It's the next gen, LOL, that's beginning to do damage. Namely Alcaraz, namely one-handed backhand young French girl, Perry. By the way, did Perry win today?
She did. Straight set.
Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Anastasia 77 says about what Pliskova said on Osaka. She says she's not motivated to play without points. But I mean, she's mainly not playing any tournaments, so I don't think it's something to do with points. Well, I read an article where Osaka said she took a painkiller right before she played the match against Anisimova. She said her Achilles was still bothering her, and she really hadn't played much warm-ups because of her Achilles. And it's been bugging her. She didn't want to make that as an excuse of why she lost. But for me, I mean, I think McEnroe has it right. Boycott the tournament. They can't pull out insurance the second time. Boycott it. If you really care about what's going on in Ukraine and in Russia, boycott the damn tournament. Don't play it. That would hurt him more.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There's a big disparity in who cares and who doesn't care. Mm-hmm. The people that care are those that know if they do well at a major and they get points, they're going to be like Raducan. Who the hell are you talking about? Who is Raducan-Who? Why? Okay, Leylah Fernandez and Raducan-Who. And by the way, Leylah Fernandez was incredibly blessed. She's blessed because she's awesome and she's a good tennis player. She has a wonderful, hardworking family, whatever. The reason why she's even the most blessed is because she did not win that U.S. Open. The best thing for Leylah Fernandez's career was to not win that U.S. Open. And yeah, I'm telling you the truth. If Leylah Fernandez had won that U.S. Open, flip-flop it, she would have gone to the Met Gala and sold herself out.
She did go to the Met Gala, but she
either way, she wasn't the highlight of the show. You get what I'm saying. Raducanu winning that, just like the same video. If you're new to the channel or your channel, family deal.
You changed your shirt twice. You should have worn the tennis one.
I can put it on and switch.
I just realized that.
You want me to put it on and switch?
No, that's okay.
I'll wear it tomorrow. Carla and I, we have 5 kids. You know that, hence the name. We haven't gone anywhere never in like 13 years. So we got lucky and got a pair of tickets to a Fish concert that's coming close to here next Sunday night. So hopefully my phone will be able to video a little of it, but that's a Fish shirt. So we got 2 of them, and one of them just happens to be a tennis court. Anyway, forgot where I was talking about. Do you remember? I think you forgot too. Fair enough.
Raducanu. Yes,
Yes.
the best thing that happened to Leylah Fernandez was not.
Yes,
there.
yes. Raducan-Who, by the way, is really at this point in time an average tennis player, but she's ranked what, number 12 in the world? Why is that? Because she won a major, right? So the people that are going to play Wimbledon, you know, some players, by the way, can't afford the hotel rooms to stay there. They can't afford the plane tickets to get there. They don't have full-time coaches. They don't have any good gear. They have no sponsors. Right?
Yeah, going back to this, Raducanu's rank what?
Like 12 in the world or something.
What? Going back to someone mentioned Mukova and Sakkari. I was watching Mukova, and to me, I like her a lot.
I do too.
Maxwell Justin.
I do too.
First of all, Sakkari she's higher seed. I think Mukova is like ranked 86 or something like that. First of all, Mukova should be ranked in the top 10.
Agree.
That is the type of tennis you need to win.
No doubt.
She has the smarts. She has the looks. She has the grace about her. She knows how to move. She thinks. She hits. She serves well. I am shocked that she's not a top 10 player. Someone like Sakkari, in my opinion, should be a top 25 player. Someone like Raducanu should be maybe top 80. She should be 80 in the world. Kerber should be like 200. Just saying. But, you know, Mukova is like the example of that's what we should be seeing in WTA.
Carla mentions that Mukova.
It's Mukova.
Mukova, sorry, my apologies. Carla mentions looks, and most people are probably like, what are you talking about? She's not a beauty queen.
No, she doesn't try to be a beauty, but she's got the looks. You can see it. You can see it that if this girl tried to be like Sharapova, or tried to be like Kornikova, whatever, she could be. She could be. She definitely could be. Yeah. I
agree with you. Mukova doesn't come out trying to impress you with her latest outfit. She doesn't come out trying to impress you with her latest post-match press conference and how many cool words she can come up with, or how many stupid "I play video games" type things that she comes up with. She's out there to do business. She takes it very professionally. She goes into each point like I'm a fighter.
Her serve is impressive.
She's like Vladimir Klitschko, the boxer, the Ukrainian boxer. She comes in and she handles her business. And you know what? If you got some squealing grunt, even though she grunts too, if you have some,
she didn't grunt.
She grunts sometimes, not bad though.
First of all, Sakkari,
she's a soldier.
I am shocked that no coach has told her to like hit her forehand going through it. She's still doing this crap.
Let's go, move on.
And then, first of all, I get to that it's important to be in shape, but this is one girl that's taken the weights too serious. You need to be a little. You know, she's too muscular, meaning for her body type. She's a slim girl, so you can tell she's built up the muscle. She looks like a man in a skirt. Just saying. Every time she just in a tennis outfit, when she's dressed up, she doesn't.
She's a pretty girl.
Because she's wearing makeup, right? With the stupid bun all like crunched up there, that it makes you look like you just got plastic surgery. You just pulled your face up there, right?
Yeah.
So every time she's serving, she looks like an ostrich.
I'm going to get you a picture of the bun.
With her head sticking out, right? The way she stands for her serve. First of all, it's stupid the way she stands. The opening of the serve is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the forehand is ridiculous. And the way she walks, someone needs to teach her how to walk. Like, no one ever taught her how to walk. It's ridiculous. That bun is so stupid.
She's wrapping the bun.
And then the outfit that is hideous. It doesn't fit her body. She looks like a freaking dude. Okay. She looks like she has something between her legs.
Okay.
Just saying.
On her defense, she's
a pretty girl when she's out of the tennis clothes.
Sakkari is a great +1 player, meaning if you're serving, she's good at putting the ball way out wide, okay, and then opening up the court and then delivering a really solid ball deep and down the middle. Okay, she doesn't. If she hits her spot on her serve, on her first serve, it's going really wide so far where the player has to reach and hit it, and then she's going to thump it up the middle. And she's really good at doing this. The reason why she was not able to establish this consistently today is the reason why she lost, by the way.
A stupid forehand.
No. Carla keeps indicating or keeps talking about her forehand. What Carla's talking about is, let's say this is the point of impact right here where my fist is. So I'm going to take my fist away.
Like
I know, but instead of hitting through the ball, hitting through, she tends to hit and brush up and go away. So there's no plow through. She's not letting her racket do the talking. She's not letting the racket plow through the ball and loosening up the hand, okay, letting it go through the ball. She hits, tightens up, and then pulls away. So she tries to Rafael Nadal.
She is not a female version of Nadal. She wants to be.
She tries to be.
She wants to be, but she is definitely not because she can't run after her.
Yeah, and Sanjay, you're correct. She is. It's kind of like Dimitrov. Why didn't Grigor Dimitrov ever make it to the best in the world? Because he tried to emulate Roger Federer. Tennis is beautiful because it's unique. It's one person. God made us unique. There's no like self. Even identical twins are a little bit different. Sakari, though, tries to Nadal. What does Uncle Tony say to all of us when we listen to we keep up with the Nadal family in camp and watch a lot of their coaching stuff. What does Tony Nadal tell his students and even anyone else that's involved with the club? Don't try to emulate Rafa because he habitually hits the ball late, making him hit around the back of his head. So people try to emulate that, but it's not statistically a good thing to do. I get he can do it. But most people hit that, the ball lands short, the ball shanked, you don't get depth into the court. Rafa is just Rafa.
Richard Vick said, I already ate 4 bananas over this WTA tennis. I will get poisoned.
Go.
Or you will have monkeypox. One of the two. I don't know. That's the next thing. Now, if you took your COVID shot, you got monkeypox.
Yeah, we went from one thing, now we got monkeypox. Not chicken pox, not grape ape pox, but now we got the monkeypox. All right. Stop monkeying around out there.
Second up, talking about that.
Yeah, go get that.
Poor Krejcikova, right? Krejcikova.
Yeah.
Loses. They do her interview. I listened to her interview. She was in tears. She asked what happened to her. She said, I collapsed, my body collapsed. After the second set, she didn't have energy, didn't make an excuse. And one guy told her, it's okay. You got to think about what you did last year, won singles and doubles.
Very true.
Well, she pulls out of the doubles because she has COVID, but it's not on the news. Why is it not on the news? Why is it not on the news? Because then they would have to start talking about it again.
Or testing everybody.
Right, testing everybody. But we see the French crowd, a whole bunch of people. But Bouzkova also had to withdraw from her match against Mertens because she got COVID. But nobody's talking about it. Isn't that interesting, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
And
so could it be that Krejcikova was not feeling well and that's why she lost the first round? Just interesting, guy, right? That it's not on the news. I had to do some research to find it. Because if you put tennis news, it's not even on there. You have to really research it. Interesting.
Very interesting, actually. And
COVID is not a thing anymore. Exactly. Interesting, right?
Let's go, Zesper.
But yes, she got it.
You're not.
And Bouzkova got it. But it's not talked about. Why?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay. I have so many more topics. Is there any particular place that you or anyone else to go, or do you want me to start? I'm still in my first page, and I got like 8 pages.
Go ahead. This is 42 minutes already.
We're going to bring up really quickly the Emma Raducanu match and Sasnovich. Sasnovich, by the way, from Belarus. She currently resides in Belarus. Okay, so I'll ask this question. I'll go kick the AC on. We turn the AC off, and it gets really hot here because it kind of sounds in the background. I'll go turn the AC on, but here's my question. And you can put a poll question if you want. You don't have to, but you can. Does Sasnovich have extra motivation to do well in this tournament does Sasnovich have extra motivation for this tournament because she's from Belarus? In other words, is she tired of hearing that her flag shouldn't be flown because of something that she has nothing to do with?
I just think that perhaps a lot of players in the WTA are tired of Raducan-Who. They're like probably looking at this girl like, oh my God, here she won the US Open. This girl freaking sucks. And of course, definitely what's going on in her country. I'm so happy that she won. I was so happy when Raducan-Who lost today. I just, again, why are the Brits obsessed by this girl? To me, she's just as good as Conte, except that she got lucky to win a slam. I thought Conte was a little bit better. She's, first of all, not built as a tennis player. Tennis players are usually very strong. If you look at her, she still has a little girl's body. She hits the same shots as juniors. Coco Gauff hits better than her. There's nothing impressive about her. Like, she should be 80 or maybe still playing challenges. I don't know. B. Harris says the whole world wants to move on to COVID.
What's up, B-Dog?
Yeah,
What's up, B-Dog? Let's go. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. What's up, B-Dog?
If they start saying players are getting COVID, guess what? They have to shut down. But now it's more convenient for them not to shut down. But there's still players getting COVID.
Let's go, B-Dog.
That's my point.
Number one, what's up? He hasn't been live in a while. B-Dog's my man. For real. Okay. Does Sasnovich have extra boost because she's from Belarus? I think so. I think she's tired, not necessarily that she's like trying to be East versus West or West versus East or at the Berlin Wall. I think she's just simply like tired of hearing about it. Let me make some noise. Okay. I mean, that would make me really mad. I'll just say how I want to say. It really pissed me off if I was going to a tournament and I couldn't even put the color of my flag next to my name because of something that has zero to do with me. And that's pretty stupid. Really damn stupid. And furthermore, for Wimbledon, not Wimbledon, but the what is it? The ITF that rewards points, whatever, the International Tennis Federation, whoever the body, ATP, WTA, that designates points, that takes them away from players, is an idiot that is just focused on their own rich pockets that have already been silver spoon-fed. What do I mean? The reason why majors outside the prize money is so important, because if you win a round or two, you'll be like Raducan-Who and go from a nobody to the Met Gala overnight. And that's a fact. It's a fact. Okay? Think about that. Raducanu was an average tennis player. After the Raducanu won the major, and I've said this a million times, go to our playlist of random things or whatever and go rant on Raducanu. I think they had like 3,000 subscribers at that point in time. I ranted about how sucky Raducanu was and how lucky she was to have won that U.S. Open. I woke up the next morning, we had like 70 or 50 or whatever less subscribers because I let it rip. And here we are. Here we are. I just pay attention to selling your soul in a way. Raducanu is so young, she doesn't even know she sold her soul. It's the people around her. The coaching change. She wins a major and she changes coaches. Like, what the hell are you talking about? There was definitely a parent behind that deal.
I like Chuku's comment. Mitrovic, first it was Putin, then Will Smith, now it's Johnny Depp, and now it's monkeypox. Yeah, I don't know what else we can come up with. Like, seriously.
Very good comment.
The world has become ridiculous.
Yeah, and by the way, if you watch,
yeah, I love Johnny Depp. I laughed at that.
Do you think there's any chance that Johnny Depp really isn't that bad of a guy and he lost his whole deal with Pirates of the Caribbean because of someone that lied? Or do you think there's two people? It takes two people to party, right? It takes two to tango.
But he admits that he's taking drugs and all of that.
But what about her? She was just totally innocent?
She's saying that he slapped her and beat her up, which is not true. People are saying it's the other way around, and I actually believe that. There are some guys that get abused.
Are you telling me though that it's not a two-way street? That one was an angel, the other one was
He's not saying he's an angel.
Okay.
There's recordings where he's saying, whatever, I do my thing. The problem is, guys, when you are 50 years old, don't go marry someone that's 20 years younger than you. Wake up and smell the coffee. They're not going to understand you. Just saying. Smell it. I get you want the younger girl, but let's be real. As you're 70, she's 50. And do you really think a 50-year-old wants to take care of a 70-year-old? No. Mm.
She said, "Smell it." I wonder if Moutet smelled his hand after Rafa beat him today. Do you think when Moutet, Rafa was like, "Great match. I wish you well. I really think that you're a great player, and you just faced me because I'm too good, and I beat you because I knew I'd beat you anyway, and I gave you a little bit of luck there because you're not that good anyway. But I feel like you're so proud. I want you to have a couple of little games of success. However, let me shake your hand, and I know after you shake your hand, you'll go to your racket bag and you'll touch all your stuff, and it'll smell like shit because my hand smells like shit." And because my hand smells like shit, I stick it in my finger up in my butt all the time. So now you smell like shit because you play like shit. Do you think that's how Nadal approaches it? No, I do. He's got the stanky finger. Raducanu squashing this topic. Emma Raducanu in the second and third set. Yes, both sets she lost 1-1, French fry and French fry. Mm-hmm. She started slapping the ball, meaning we make contact with the ball and smack through it, right? Mm-hmm. She was just, there was no feel. She just kept trying to go for broken. Okay, maybe I'm losing people on this, but from a coaching standpoint, she started slapping the ball like she was hitting flies with the fly swatter in the second and third set. There was no plow through. It was just slap. We call that getting bullied by the ball. Getting bullied by the ball. That's where the ball bullies your racket and you don't bully it.
Great comment, B. Harris. Costa Rica won a major and disappeared. Plenty of WTA players do. Raducanu, I mark my words, will never win another slam. I have a better chance of winning the lottery. Just saying.
Raducanu,
I have a better chance of meeting Roger Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Raducanu won the French Open. WTF? That doesn't bail everyone else out that didn't show up. Anyway, Raducan-Who, by the way, is a sweet girl, and she's a pretty girl in my opinion. I know you think not.
She's not.
She's a pretty girl, but she's just an average tennis player.
She's normal.
That won a major.
She's normal.
Go figure. Wozniacki was way better, and it took Wozniacki.
And Wozniacki's a good commentator, by the way.
Yeah, and
He's
it took Wozniacki, what, 13, 14 years or whatever it was to finally win her first major. Same thing with Anna Ivanovic. Dude, Caroline Wozniacki right now could come out of retirement. And Anna Ivanovic could come out of retirement and dominate Raducan. Who are you? Just saying. Anyway, I think that's it with Raducanu. I think that's all I have. All right, next, and this is going to be a quick one. John Isner, okay? As you all know, American tennis sucks. Really bad. Awful. No need to beat a dead horse. You know this, okay? John Isner is through, though. He is through to the next round. And the record...
I have to laugh at this for life. I just have to.
Well, let's read it.
He says... Raducanu is actually a good player on grass with no Serena. She has a shot of Wimbledon.
She only had one shot at it, and she threw up last year and freaked out. Didn't she have a nervous breakdown the last Wimbledon? Didn't she freak out and she threw up? And even John McEnroe dissed her walking to the locker room. Come on, man. Look, I really, Zest for Life, love you like a brother. Really do. You really are. You're like 5K fan. But
William Spencer, you're right.
Raducanu was not great.
Emma Chat has lasted longer than the tennis career. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Who said that one?
William Spencer.
Let's go, William
like
Spencer. Man, William Spencer with the right comment. Quote unquote. William Spencer says Emma Chat lasted longer than her tennis career. Exactly.
And by the way,
quote of the day.
Emma's just easy on the eyes for like 15-year-old.
We are still talking about it.
Boys.
Still talking about it. And
15-year-old boys.
Look,
if you're a man and you think that's hot, then I have to question your manhood.
Look, at least we haven't had to put up with Raducan-Who for like 5 and 6 years, like Zverev and TM and Tiafoe and this whole next gen cheesiness. Raducan-Who didn't take a generation to get lost. It happened in like 2 weeks.
And then we'll end that quickly.
Gone. See you.
I'll be rooting every time she plays at Wimbledon that she loses in the second.
I got it. Oh my gosh. I just thought about this. Here in England, we have things called Henman Hill, Murray Mountain. You know what Raducanu's is going to be? The Raducanu Rut. Okay, there's Murray Mountain, boo, boo, boo. Henman Hill and Raducanu Rut. She's in a rut.
Badosa is one. Who's hotter than her? There's many. All the European players are hotter than.
No, Raducanu looks like a flat-faced pug, like a Chinese pug.
She's not pretty.
She has a flat face. She's
not pretty. Who's Badosa? You got so many girls. I mean, Sakari when she dresses up. Who else? You got all these girls. All these Russian girls are pretty.
Look, she's a pretty girl, but she's just average on the tennis court.
Here, let me look at the list and
okay, break it out. Back to John Isner while you find that.
I can't remember.
John Isner set a personal record today, and this is another stat of the day. I'm busting this out. John Isner set a record today. The first 3 sets of tennis that he played, there was not, and I repeat, was not a 6-7, 7-6 set score. It was not until the 4th and decisive set.
Marissa's way prettier than her.
It was not until the 4th and decisive set that there was a 6-7 or 7-6 in a score. I think it was 6-4, 6-4, 5-7, 7-6.
And Nisimova Georgie's prettier than her. Just saying.
We talked about this before.
Kalina's prettier.
Kalina's
prettier. Tomjanovic is prettier.
Tomjanovic is really a pretty girl for sure.
Saying, I mean.
All right, moving forward. Raducan-Who? Raducan-Who Rut. Henman Hill, Murray Mountain, Raducan-Who Rut. Take it or leave it. We talked about Muhova a little while ago, and I forgot to bring this up. This just tells you how I wrote all over the place. Carla had a hypothesis about 3 years ago when we started the show, and she had another hypothesis about 3 days ago. Okay, and those hypotheses were this. Carla has indicated for years that if your last name ended in Ova, Sharapova, Muhova, whatever, the list goes on, that you were able to be really good at tennis. More than likely, you already are. Okay. She then came up for this tournament that if you had a Spanish last name, on an average, if you are from Spain, South America, wherever, in other words, if you were a Spanish or Latin, and you were playing someone with a non-Latin last name, the majority of those that were Latin would do better. I'm still trying to find out, has anyone tested this hypothesis? Is her theory true or is their theory incorrect? I know that Muhova, let's go, come on, took out the back, hitting off her back foot, forehand, man bun. Carla says, look like an ostrich. Works out too much with the upper body and not too much on the lower body. Still love you though, girl, let's go. Hope Sistipas, your countryman, does a little bit better than ever because he still doesn't really do that well.
Sakari should show a zebra who looks like a little boy stuck in a little boy's body, who are very tall, how to get arms and legs.
Let's go.
I'm just saying.
Muhova ends in an OVA. And she won today. OVA.
She's prettier in my opinion than Emma Raducanu.
Also, I'm exposing Maria.
She does look like a pug. You're right, with a flat face.
She's a Chinese pug.
She looks like that. What was the movie with Will Smith and
Men in Black?
Yeah, she looks like that pug. You're right. Why didn't I think of that?
What was the dog's name in Men in Black?
Right.
What was the dog's name in that movie? And when I say she looks like a dog, because she's a pretty girl. But if you look at Emma Raducanu and look at the dog in Men in Black, you got your match. Can you find a Men in Black dog?
Yeah, I'm about to
find a Men in Black dog. What's up?
Why did I think of that?
Sakari, Collins, and we'll lose 20 more subscribers after the Men in Black reference. It's okay, we've already done that. Look, oh, there you go. That's Raducanu. Can I see that? Is that Raducan-Who? Oh, that's Raducan-Who. Raducan-Who. All right, here we go. Anyway, Maria's. Oh shit! I forgot what I was going to say.
It's the pug. Got to you.
It is the pug. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
The only one steady as you, Kassan.
Have we seen that before? Name?
No.
Shout out to Kassan32145. Quote: Raducanu honestly is better looking than all those girls mentioned. I think there are prettier girls, but all the name mentioned thus far aren't. Can we give the brother some credit here?
He must be 15 or 50 something.
No.
I am guessing this right. You are either in your 50s, you're either single, or you're like a young boy.
I agree with you.
One of the three.
I agree with you. She's a beautiful girl.
He's either a teenager, an older man with no girl.
He probably owns a freaking law firm. Anyway.
I bet I'm right.
Look, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. She is
I'm 31. Single.
She is a beautiful girl.
Single.
She's a beautiful girl.
Single. Computer guy?
But the way she.
Because, you know why I say that? Because Will, he loves Tech, right?
Yeah.
He's a computer guy. Dorky, so that's why he likes the dorky girl.
Carla she has no holds barred. She just pulls it out and goes with it. Damn.
Don't kill me while alive. I'm just saying, he likes a dorky type of girl.
Okay,
Sakari. He likes to have a language, which is not pretty.
Sakari's grunt is fake. Her screech is fake, meaning when she hits it.
I'm just kidding.
There is the difference between a screecher or grunter that does it all the time and versus only someone that does it when they get in a tight spot or whatever. And one of those causes you to be pissed off if you're the opponent, and the other one does not. So if I go warm up with the player, if I go, and let's say I'm playing you, Carla, I know you don't grunt, never. If I go out and play you and we're warming up the net, and just when we start, warming up for 5 minutes, you're already grunting, and then you go back to the baseline. Then we're warming up from the baseline, saying, Okay, I get it. You grunt, I'll just have to deal with it. But if I'm playing you and you haven't grunted at warm up, you haven't grunted when we get back to the baseline, you haven't grunted when it's like 2-2 in the first, and now all of a sudden it's 3-3 in the middle of the third, and your ass is grunting, now I don't like you. I don't like you. Have you ever been through this? Like you've been playing someone with no grunting, no noise, and all of a sudden the tough get going and it gets into the thick pot, and then someone starts going, looking at you like, come on.
It's annoying.
That's when I get pissed. And that's what Sakari does. She only grunts and pisses you off when she's in a tight spot. Right? I mean, she grunts some, but consistently she does not grunt until she gets into a tight spot, and that's when you get pissed. I think that she pissed off the wrong person today with that tactic, meaning Muhova. Let's go, Muhova. Can Muhova even fly her flag? Isn't she Russian? Isn't Muhova Russian? Am I right?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Is Muhova
Mitrovic
Russian?
says girls are so demanding. What 5 to 6 times for night, and then for meal you can get ketchup, chips. Women are more realistic. What? Girls are so demanding. They want 5 to 6 times for night. Do you understand this comment, Justin? Wait. Look at this comment.
Oh, she's from the Czech Republic.
Look at this. Let me read this comment to you. Am I reading this right?
Where are you at?
Mitrovic says girls are so demanding. They want 5 to 6 times for night, and for the meal you can get ketchup or chips. Women's are more realistic. Am I reading this? Am I thinking that he's saying?
Can I answer this?
Is he saying the young girls want?
Can I answer this, Mitrovic? There's no way you can perform that much with just eating chips and ketchup. You got to have calories. You have to have replenishment. So you have to have a little bit of liquid there. You have to have some sustenance, maybe some protein.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, you can't. In other words, you can't go 5-6 times with just ketchup and chips.
Girls
it's
are
not
so demanding. They want 5 to 6 times per night, and for a meal you can get ketchup or chips.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are you saying they cook just to give you just ketchup and chips, where a woman is more realistic?
You can't keep up with it. Okay. I feel you. Yeah.
Where did Mitrovic come up with this? Are you having issues?
No, he's good. Let's call him Mitrovic.
Cholomai says, I like Amazonian chicks. Sabalenka, push him attack. Okay.
There used to be a movie when I was a kid, and it was like Amazon Women from the Moon or something. It came out in like the 80s. Have you ever seen this? Amazon Women from the Moon? Dark Side of the Moon, Amazon Women. Be careful. All right, squashing that. By the way, Sakari, whatever. Stop hitting off your back foot when you're in a tight spot. Go through the forehand and don't fall away. And B, if you're gonna grunt or screech, just grunt the whole time.
I can tell we have way more guys in this chat room than girls, because the Willie Spence is like, I think ketchup 5 to 6 times a night might be how do you pronounce this? Euphemism? How do you pronounce this, Justin? Like this right here.
What? Euphemism.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Like a good comparison, like a good metaphor. By the way, Carla just asked if here's our demographics, male and female. So this is going to tell us, this is the YouTube analytics. So right now we have, let me tell you what that is.
And then as said, the door would be open, not locked.
The largest percentage is between 25 and 34 years of age, and it's 34.2%. The next age demographic is 18 to 24 years of age, which is 29.9%. And third place is 35 to 44-year-olds. That's like me kicking the rooster in the ass because I'm at 44, and that's right at the end of this damn category.
But look at the male,
91.6% are male.
Oh. Interesting. And we have comments like Mitrovic.
Let's go, Mitrovic. All right. Next topic. We're jumping right into Fabio Fognini with a beautiful beard. The beautiful Italian that is always so silky smooth and always makes sure he looks really good, even if he's getting beat.
On a serious note, we give a lot of shit to him. But on a serious note, he does keep his facial at least clean.
Fair enough.
Whereas Benoit Paire does not.
O'Reilly Opelka.
He does keep his facial hair tight.
Yeah.
He's like a guy in jail, keeping it tight.
Look, the Puerto Ricans in the joint, they do a really good job keeping their shit tight. Like their faves and their beards, and like it's all perfect, Giving like 8 cans of tuna away for the perfect beard cut. I'm like, damn, I wish I had 8 cans of tuna to give him for that. Anyway, Fabio Fognini, the beautiful beard, aka the Italian silky smooth. Fabio Fognini says he would rather go on vacation. Gone. I don't even want to play the game. I would rather go on vacation than go play Wimbledon with no points. Open the floor up. Agree or disagree. Poll question it. Would you play Wimbledon with no points? Yes or no? And we have to think about being objective on this question, because if you're a top 2 or 3 in the world,
I would play it, especially if I have a chance to win it.
Yeah, I mean, look right now, and I'm someone in Novak Djokovic's position or Rafael Nadal's position. I'm just bringing up their names because they're the top players, right? With a lot to lose. So if you're someone like Djokovic and Nadal with no points, you would play obviously to try to get that 22nd major or whatever. But if you didn't have really a lot to lose or win, it's probably better for you not to play it. if you're not going to win anything but prize money and you're hurting and you have to pay for coaches and travel and plane tickets and food and lodging, it might be best that you don't play it with no points. It becomes a silver spoon-fed type tournament. An exhibition there to count majors, right? Count majors.
My son just texted me and said, what are you guys talking about?
Who?
Christopher.
Oh, at least he's watching.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Anyway, someone else from Britain is not really happy about the points, and that's Cam Norrie. Cam Norrie, as you all know, has had a really good run this past year. Cam Norrie, by the way, won and is playing Karen Khachanov in the next round. But Cam Norrie himself, who's British, he spoke out against himself. He as well agreed that there is not one body or one select few people that should make this decision, right? You guys understand that Novak Djokovic, by the way, in the past year has been through, or past 2 years, has been through a hell of a lot. He decided to be public about his vaccination status. He decided to hold, tournaments here. He decided to be vocal about his stance, and I agree with him. But Novak Djokovic has been denied interest from Australia. He at the U.S. Open not too long ago, he accidentally hit a ball person in the throat, which she should have ducked that shit because she was slow. She shouldn't be allowed to umpire because she couldn't even move. There's been so many things that Novak was thrown under the bus for holding a tournament in his own country that had nothing to do with anywhere else. Been through hell and back. You know how many people, given that load of responsibility or public just lashing, that would have gone away and maybe gone into committing suicide or something? And look, if you have that much stuff coming down against you, most people are like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with it. Naomi Osaka, okay, just to say the few. Oh, I don't like it. Djokovic has been through 30 times worse, and you know what? Here he is. The thing that makes Novak Djokovic so scary, this Roland Garros, and any other Roland Garros for that matter, when Novak Djokovic returns serve, he is the best in the business. He is the greatest of all time. We talked about this before, okay? He is really good at neutralizing points. Novak takes away your angles. Why? Because he's very consistent of putting the ball where you do not have the angle to make him hit himself pay. Okay? Novak Djokovic is deadly in tiebreakers because of this. He is great at neutralizing points, the best in the business. He is great at returning serve, best in the business. So what makes Novak Djokovic so deadly in tiebreakers? And tiebreakers, if you don't almost win every point on serve and get a little mini break, it's a tough thing to overcome, right? When Novak Djokovic got into the tiebreaker today and that third set, it was over. Why? Best returner, best at neutralizing balls, best in the business.
Yeah, he was angry at himself. But.
No doubt. Do you agree with Fabio Fognini, though, that playing Wimbledon, if you could afford to not, would you'd rather be on vacation?
I mean, for someone like Fognini, it doesn't matter. But I think for someone like Djokovic and Nadal, they're trying to pass each other. So, yeah. I would play it.
No doubt.
Sure, yeah. For sure.
All right, next up, Angelique Kerber. Angelique Kerber plays the 19-year-old French girl, Jacques Wimaux. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. This morning, a shout out to Jacques Wimaux for even being in the match. However, Jacques Wimaux, her breakpoint opportunities were 1 for 11. So she had 11 breakpoint opportunities and converted 1.
Kerber's 25% of the player that she used to be. She pushes and pushes and pushes. Every ball just sits for you to take. Honestly, I was like, what the hell? I kicked that girl's ass, man. I think so? Put the ball away. Everything was just back to the middle, back to the middle, back to the middle, with no force. It's just she was waiting for the girl to miss. I don't know. How the hell she's still playing? I don't know.
Kerber has always been.
Used to be the best, yeah.
Kerber has always been a good +1 player. I've said this before in the same show. She's good at hitting spot on the serve, regardless of the speed or intensity she puts it in the court. She's good at opening up the court and then taking a deep shot down the middle, or if she has to add some more inconsistent corner, she'll aim for the opposing corner. But generally, Kerber is really good at putting the ball out wide. She won, 2 Wimbledons? Didn't she win 2 Wimbledons, Kerber?
No, she won 1 Wimbledon.
1 U.S. and 1 Wimbledon, 1 Australian, 1 Wimbledon. She's won 2 majors, or not 3. She's won 3 majors.
Are you guys 4-5? I don't know if you can do. Are we 4-5?
Oh man, some days maybe, but some days I feel like a 0 point -4-5.
I can kick a lot of girls 4-5. It depends what state you're in.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 40, about to be 43. In my 18s, definitely.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. From a coaching standpoint too.
4 or 5 guys are guys who are egotistical.
Yeah.
They think they're all that, but they're not. They're like middle-aged guys. Just saying.
And then
Yeah.
never really rough go. I forgot what I was talking about on that.
We're talking about Kerber.
Oh yes, Kerber was really good at +1, opening the court up off the serve and then putting it where the opponent is not, if not just deep down the middle. She was only able to do that very seldomly today, right? So her 1-2 punch. Kerber has always been a thick-legged young lady.
Yeah.
Kerber.
She's in shape.
Yeah.
Give that to Kerber. Very good shape. She's in the same shape she was when she was like younger, a lot younger. So, but her game is lacking.
It's slowed down a bit.
It has slowed down a lot.
It's slowed down a bit.
There's nothing in the serve. There's nothing in the shots. It's just back neutral. I don't see her winning this.
Yeah.
Who's her next opponent?
Yeah, she's a little bit late getting to the ball on the run, so she plays up the middle a bit.
Sasnovich could beat her.
That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
That's a tough match. Who do you think wins that, Sasnovich or Kerber?
I'll give it to Sasnovich. She barely squeaked through today. Through a young player who's trying to wipe the ball.
That's tough.
Sasnovich has been around the game.
Did Kerber win a French Open or no?
No, I think that's the only one she has not won.
Oh, if Kerber wins the French Open, she has the career slam though, right? Because she's won every other major. Yes. If Kerber wins the French, correct me if I'm wrong, she has a career slam, which is a big deal. But yeah, she's a little bit late to the ball, allowing her to have to play neutral. So she's playing the ball at the middle of the court a lot instead of taking the ball, in the corner or up the line and taking time away. She's playing neutral because she's a little bit late. I don't think that will earn her the tournament. It could, but doubtful.
I think that she could. I mean, Kerber has slipped away twice now. Twice. She needs to meet someone that's a little bit smarter and doesn't go for every shot. I think that the young lady had an opportunity, but a lot of times she would go for something that, get the ball back, slice it, make her move a little bit. Her shots are not that strong. Set up that short shot she keeps hitting to you, and then come to the net. Just saying.
The entire Kerber-Giacomo match, both players, and we were writing throughout this, both players, we agreed, and maybe I have this written wrong, but I think both players, we were like, the shot selections are terrible. Like, she should have played the open court and went down the line.
Yeah.
She should have hit the drop shot and lobbed.
She did hit like a couple of drop shots that worked, that Kerber was not able to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
So there were a few tools that she did have. And interesting outfit for her. Interesting girl, pretty girl. I think that, she has potential. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree totally. And again, don't forget that.
That's a good question. Dreamt Messes, or I'm sorry if I butcher your name. What's the difference between Kerber and Halep?
Defense.
Halep has better defense.
She's a defense.
Halep can hit a lot deeper, I think.
It's a great question.
And she can hit the ball a lot longer. She's more consistent. Whereas Kerber would hit maybe 10 to 12 balls. I think Halep can extend that to 22 balls.
Yeah, and great question, by the way. Dreamt to me is kind of like a thesis with an M. We really enjoy a Thai restaurant. We enjoy a Thai restaurant a lot, and we have a lot of kids, so we don't get to go out to eat very much. But when we go to this Thai restaurant, believe it or not, a Thailandese lady owns it, or I don't know if she owns it, but the waiter is Romanian, and he's very hardcore about tennis. So when we went there last week, when our second oldest son Christopher graduated, we went there for dinner, and my father, who's 84 years young and a tennis player in his own right and coach, he asked the gentleman, and I was kind of talking about Romanian players and how he felt Romanian players would do marching to this French Open. And he alluded to something along the lines of, well, we know Halep, but she's got some wear and tear. And we know we have, and he mentioned this young lady, right? And he mentioned Kirsty, and he indicated that there was no chance because, quote unquote, she didn't work hard enough. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, I did hear.
Do you understand what he means and we're not talking about someone from the U.S. at this point in time where, you just have a cell phone in your hand and a McDonald's oversized meal. We're talking a Romanian here with a very deep background of tennis that understands that it takes hard work to be great in the sport. What do you think he meant by she doesn't work hard enough?
I don't know. Maybe I feel like sometimes some players are satisfied with what they have. They're comfortable with that. I always say a true champion. Oh, let's go Djokovic. Let's go Steffi Graf. Let's go Martina Navratilova, Chris Evert, Nadal, Federer, Sampras. Those type of people, they always want it more. They want it to be the best. Some players are just fine being top 20. You know, they don't feel like they need to work harder. If you want to be the best, you have to take that moment. I think Swiatek, I gotta give her a little bit of credit for that. She's taken advantage of the moment that we have a weak women's field. I mean, look at Andreescu today. I picked her to get to the finals, and a lot of you guys lost her.
So did a lot of you.
And she
did I.
She was fighting, but it just shows you how the women's tour is so. It's like tossing a coin, heads or tails. You just don't know what you're gonna get that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I feel like they don't work hard enough. You know, and one thing I remember when I was training in challenges, my coach used to say the problem with the girl tennis players is one, they get distracted a lot. They get in a relationship, they're distracted. You know, they're emotional, they get distracted. If they're stressed about something, they can't play well. You know, it's a lot of things. And family, they get distracted. You know, it's a lot of stuff. Whereas the guys, I feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care.
His patriotic response about working hard enough was, I guess, a kind of lead into practice, right? She didn't practice enough. And look, I have no idea, but he's from there, and he doesn't speak really good English and is really passionate about tennis. So I'm guessing that he's correct. Now, with that said, based upon his feedback at their restaurant, I would imagine that Sir Steve works 50 times harder than any American man in the game.
Not Halep, Sir Steve.
Yeah, not Halep, Sir Steve. Yes, not Halep. But do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even the practice regimen of someone like Sir Steve should be the forefront of what U.S. men's tennis should see, right? Mm-hmm. We have the following players left in men's tennis on the U.S. side in this tournament. John Isner. Okay. I get a little tired. Watching him play. I think I was more tired watching him play today than I was John Isner actually staying in there and just serving botting every time. He's a serve bot, one bot. You know, he doesn't. Anyway, I don't have to explain. You guys understand. Francis Tiafoe, which I love. He's a nice guy. He has a big old butt, too. He's got a big old butt. Brenda got a big old butt. Say what? Tiafoe got a big old butt. Mackenzie McDonald, Steve Johnson, and Brandon Nakashima. Does any one of those players have a shot, a cold chance in the dark to win this tournament? Do they?
No.
Okay. Agree or disagree? Is Carla wrong that none of those players, Isner, Tiafoe, McDonald, Johnson, and Nakashima, have a chance in the dark to win this tournament? Okay. I repeat this, though, moving forward for the rest of these U.S. players that are still in the tournament. Carla said it best. She said it best. If you play someone with a Spanish last name or from a Latin country or a Spanish country and you are one of you're going to lose. I would love to see if this actually happens. Okay. Speaking of U.S. players, Sloane Stephens dealt the bagel 6-0 in the third. Let's get down. Sloane Stephens, one of my all-time, I'm not going to say favorites from the game playing perspective, but she's a beautiful, beautiful young lady. I've always had a crush on Sloane Stephens. Just saying.
She's pretty.
She is gorgeous to me, except Carla's number one, Sloane Stephens number two. I'm like, damn.
I actually agree with you.
I'm like, what?
There's a prettier girl than Raducanu.
Shoot. Sloane Stephens is a beast, man.
I wonder how these guys are playing at the club in the rain. Hopefully they're hard.
No. At least they're out there.
Yeah.
Let's go. Anyway, but Sloane Stephens, beautiful girl, and I hope she does well. And she is on to the third round, and she is playing Perry 1. So Sloane Stephens will get the dose of a young French woman with a one-handed backhand. That's interesting. Who do you vote for there? Perry with the one-handed backhand or Stephens? Because
Stephens is gonna beat her. I told you that Perry's one-handed backhand had no pop to it. It just kind of sat there.
She doesn't hit through it. She uses arm.
Right.
Her arm flings around at impact.
Yes,
So here's the ball. And when she's meeting the ball with a one-handed backhand, you need to plow through it. We work with Mark Rabbit some. He does the same thing. Mark will hit the ball like this person, and then the hand just flops over.
I feel like her backhand just sits.
It's not going
I feel
through.
like her backhand just sits there. Trouble might ask, and Carla, I think you agree that being a mother is better than a tennis player, right? Of course, yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
There's no doubt about that.
Completely. I mean, being a mother is priceless. I know many ladies that can't be mothers, and it's sad.
And I'm with you, Drent Tennis. Let's go, Perry. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you 100%.
I hope she wins, but I don't think so.
I'm with you 100%.
I think Stephens will beat her. I think Krejcikova was sick.
Yeah.
And after hearing her and then finding out what happened to her, I feel like Perry got very lucky. If we said that on the first show, I don't know how you would change your mind about that.
Well, no,
she's not a solid player, not someone that's.
Well, yes, I'm getting that, but
Stephens can hit the ball more times, and that's where the one-hander has a problem. If you are getting back 20 balls back, you're gonna eventually mess up.
You'll break down.
And look, unless you're Wawrinka, and Wawrinka's done, but Wawrinka also, maybe 5 years ago, he can keep it going. But someone like Harry, no way, the ball's gonna sit there. She's done.
Do you think Wawrinka could ever get back into the top 10?
No. He's 35 as well. No.
Right.
No, I mean, look at the team. He said he's going back to play challengers just to get his confidence up. What does that tell you? And he's only, 28?
Yeah, it's an interesting scenario.
PG3D, Raducanu will win Wimbledon. Bless your heart.
I'll bet on that. Who bet that? Where do you see that?
PG, bless your heart.
All right.
I mean, let's have a moment of silence.
I'll take that bet. Let me take that bet.
Let's have a moment of silence and hope. And
before his name disappears, can I take the bet? Just so we can remember if we have to go back.
Oh, yeah.
PG3DOLLI. Thank you. Much love for the comment. Love you, bro, a lot. Our young lady. I appreciate it. But he says, or she says, Raducanu will win Wimbledon.
Bless her.
I got 2-to-1 odds at I got 2-to-1 odds at $50.
Me too. Let's raise it 100.
Okay, 100 to 2-to-1 odds. So if Raducanu does not win Wimbledon, you owe us $200.
Then I got back.
However, if Raducanu wins Wimbledon, we owe you $400. And if you're new to the channel, we always pay our bets.
Jared said, I don't see what people see in Brooksby. I don't see it. He's like a slightly worse Simone. I agree. Brooksby's game is horrible. I don't see it. I'm sad that that's American tennis. I'm ashamed that that's American tennis. SD Tennis says, I don't think any Americans will make any major finals this year. Sad. Nope, I agree.
If there was one American, who would it be? Where is Sophia Kenin right now, by the way? She's not even in the tournament.
She's recovering.
Recovering from what? Holding the remote control too long?
She got hurt as well.
Hurt doing what? Walking down the beach with bare feet? Mm-hmm. Didn't Serena Williams, by the way, almost have a career-ending injury by walking down a beach and getting glass in her foot?
All right, bet's on. Don't disappear, PG, because someone already owed me a racket.
This already happened.
I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to put your name out on social media when you lose.
Yeah, last time Carla took a bet like this, someone bet her a new racket that something wouldn't happen that she called, and Carla won it. And then as soon as we won
Nadal won.
And as soon as she reached out to, their count had been deleted.
Yeah.
So, just back it up.
Make sure you got the balls for it.
Back it up.
It's better going to be in Wimbledon this year. I thought he was going to play the US Open.
I think US Open. It's US Open. What's up, Kason? 32145. But yeah, it's from what we're told, it'll be the US Open.
It is the better century. My God.
Take a question.
I'm actually, thanks to PG3D Oli, I want to go buy myself something nice. Let me think. I get $200. You get $200, Justin? I get $200?
Yeah, let's go.
Let me think what I can buy for myself. SD Tennis. I love sneakers. So I'm going to go find another Serena Williams sneakers. I might do that with the $200 I'm about to win. Yeah. Says for Life says Kecmanovic doesn't have a killer weapon. Who does he play next? I don't even know. Let's see. Can Kecmanovic make the final of a French Open? No way. Damn, 5K just got some free money. That's right. I bet you that person will delete their account. Drem says Emma is the best thing that happened to Coco Gauff. She now has no media pressure. I didn't think about that. You're right. I hope she does well. I always felt like Coco Gauff could do really good, but I feel like she needs to get rid of her dad as a coach. Let's go back to some other comments. Let me go back up. Kazun says Raducanu is prettier than Sloane Stephens. Well, that's all on your opinion. Let's go back up. Drem says crowd will be on their side. Hope it won't bother Sloane. I think Sloane's won a US Open. She played her best friend. I don't think it bugged her too much. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be a problem for her. So I have to show Carla has been trying to get a pair of Serena Williams shoes for a long time. So Serena Williams, the tennis player, obviously. It's a joke. We're here.
But she always sees Serena Williams' shoes, and she was like, man, I wish I could find a pair. Like, they don't sell them at Tennis Warehouse. They don't sell them at Nike. How do I get these Serena Williams shoes? So Carla took it upon herself to find a shoe that was combined with Jordan, and she got a pair, and here they are. Pretty cool, right? Right? Isn't that awesome? So cool, and it's got the Jordan on the side, the Air Jordan 1 right here. Anyway, I was proud of her because she spent a lot of time trying to get them, and she got them.
So Anastasia said, girls, let's talk about who the hottest guys are. Oh. One, Martin Fucsovics, for sure.
Why is he number 1?
He's just hot. He's just solid everywhere, from head to toe.
But is his face hot?
His face is a 7.
So why is he the hottest guy in the world? Is Brad Pitt?
No, Brad Pitt is the hottest guy in the world.
In the world?
In the world. That dude's like something, and he still looks like he's 20 something. Just saying.
In the world?
Yeah, that's my type of guy.
Brad Pitt's the hottest dude in the world?
He's hot.
In the world?
He's hot.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what.
Gerard Butler was hot, but he aged. And then he wasn't so hot anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Safin. Marat Safin. Woo.
But Safin had a bad attitude.
I don't give a crap. He's hot.
So you look.
He's a bad boy.
So you would take going out with a guy.
I think
even if his attitude sucked because he was so hot.
His attitude was bad in the court. You don't know how his attitude was outside.
Okay, fair enough.
Just saying.
Fair enough. Okay, so we were talking about attitudes and thinking about people.
I don't know, Sanja, that question. Can you enter the USA if you don't have a vaccine? I don't know.
What is the
question? I don't know the answer.
Can you enter the USA?
I can't imagine. No, I think because
I think so.
I think we have students that go to other countries and they have to get vaccinated. So I would think it would be the same rule.
But I'm not sure about coming in.
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. If anybody can find that, that would be a really good. Robert says Richard Gere is a timeless good look. Didn't he have a gerbil in his butt? Didn't he go gerbil packing? Didn't Richard Gere get
he was hot like when he was in that movie The Gentleman and
the Presidio. Remember the movie The Presidio?
Gentleman and
the Officer and the Gentleman.
Yeah, he was hot then and like in Pretty Woman, but he's okay now. No, I out of all the old guys that age, like they're like 70, 80 that still have their looks.
Robert Redford.
Brad Pitt is to Robert Redford. Those two guys are amazing. And Tom Cruise, I didn't like when he was young, but at his age, he's a good-looking dude. Yeah,
and if you've seen the movie The Presidio,
no, Clooney, no.
The movie The Presidio, I swear to you, I was born on the base. The movie The Presidio was taking place at a base called Fort Baker, and it was underneath the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I was born there. I was born on that base, and the hospital was Letterman Army Medical Center, and that's where that movie was taking place. Here's a deep question, though, and I want you to think earnestly about it and put in comments your honest answer. Do any of you think about Boris Becker, where he is right now, and where he is answering for some mistakes that we all make? I wanted to take a moment and speak on behalf of Boris Becker, at least from my own mindset. Is that I can definitely empathize. Not only can I empathize, I know where he's coming from and I can feel it. It's not a fun spot for him. I guess I get that he made a mistake. I get that he hid, some things that were, and maybe that his ex-wife or whatever could have taken. But I'm sorry, but this is something that doesn't deserve jail time. It doesn't deserve jail time like that.
They moved into a nice room.
Either way, to have dealt with that is ridiculous.
He doesn't deserve jail time. I agree with you. I've heard they moved into some other place where it's more comfortable for him.
Ridiculous.
Do I think about him? No, but
I definitely think about him. Boris Becker, when I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, when my dad and I would do breakfast at Wimbledon, and by the way, there's a lot of YouTubers and stuff out there that do, play-by-play commentary, and there's so many of them, and they kind of water each other down. But my dad and I did that in person when we were like, I was 7 or 8 and he was like 30. He would make it a sense for myself or my sister to be good at public speaking. He makes our own children, our grandchildren. So my father comes over here and he'll have all of our 5 kids sit down and write a speech about something and then have to deliver it to all of us. And then we'll review it afterwards. But anyway, so long story short, what's that talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I lost my train of thought. Whatever. Moving forward. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, Boris Becker. Yeah. But for Boris Becker to be in such a predicament over money, like, isn't money the root of all evil? He didn't shoot anybody. He didn't like sell drugs to some child that died. He didn't like get.
He's not hot.
And look, man, it's ridiculous. I do think about Boris Becker, and for Boris Becker's keepsake, and maybe no one else cares. But I know the
why
feeling.
put him in jail, Mitrovic? More like make him work and pay back those people. Like let him work and pay back those people instead of putting him in jail. Just saying, that would be better, don't you think?
Yeah. Next topic, Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff played a solid match today. Solid match. We watched it. We were impressed by it. Not lights out impressed, but impressed enough to be like, okay, she's moving into the third round. Okay. My question is this. We talked about earlier in the show that women are generally getting broken at ease against opponents, right? There was a match, and I'm not sure if it was the Bencic match or whatever, but there was a match that we watched where it was break, 10 times in a row. And I wrote during that match that, you know what? The person who wins this tournament, will, on the women's side, will be the woman that can hold serve the most frequently. Do you know who's doing that? Coco Gauff. So Coco Gauff is holding serve most frequently, or at least one of the top few. Okay, correct my math if not. I spent a little bit of time on it. If women are being broken every game, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and Coco Gauff is holding more so than not. Why is not Coco Gauff now in position to win this tournament? Is it age? Is it inexperience? I don't know. But if the key to winning this tournament on the women's side is holding serve, she's doing a good job of that. Do you agree or disagree?
Coco Gauff needs some tough love. Yeah, interesting comment.
And I don't know if she's still being coached so much by the parents, but parents that are involved with the kids coaching never work good because the kids rebel. Your kids rebel against you. In other words, if I have a student and they're not my child, I can say, come on, move your ass, let's go, come on, fire up, and they listen the whole time. But if I have my own child out there for more than 5 minutes, they'll be like, I don't want to go, and start kicking stuff to the damn fence. It never works out very well. So hopefully Coco Gauff is beginning to separate parent from child like Donald Young should have done. And if a lot of you don't know who Donald Young is, then whatever. Anyway, fine player that could have been a lot better if it wasn't for the parents.
Good question, Jose P. He said, what would you tell Coco if she was your student right now? What does she need to get to the next level?
It's a good question.
I feel like she needs to be a little more aggressive. There's shots that she rallies a lot at the baseline that I feel like the next top player would take advantage of those, come in, be aggressive, be at the net, put the ball away, not stay back there so much, not go for so much. Maybe be more strategic, hit the balls a little bit deeper instead of just trying to smack the ball all the time. Sometimes I feel like she goes a lot on her serve, but she just needs to place her serve. And I feel like that's where she gets her double faults. Place to serve a lot.
That's a great question, Jose P. The more we live on this earth, the more I realize that we're just dumb human beings with not a lot.
Now, I'm just saying the little things that I watch.
Maturity, time.
Time. She's had some time.
Look, Coco Gauff is like Carlos Alcaraz. I don't think it's in Carlos Alcaraz's advantage right now to be one of the favorites to win this tournament. I think it's too much pressure too early.
Muscle strength, yeah. She still has that slim body.
Yeah, a little lanky.
She's lanky. Yeah. She's like Emma Raducanu, a little bit stronger than Emma Raducanu, and that's why I don't feel like they can be champions. I think I feel like you need to be a little more womanly. The body needs to bulk up a little bit more.
I agree totally. Totally. Look, this message thread today has been on fire. Again, it's. Carla said yesterday.
But she did just graduate from high school, so she is 17 years old. So, yeah. I
think you said yesterday, because it's rain, we usually can't do this every day because we're coaching an hour away every day, and we've been able to do this every day because it's been raining.
Yeah, but we get to go back to work tomorrow.
That's great. But you indicated yesterday that I get a lot of energy doing these shows, and it's just so fun for me. It's my favorite thing to do outside of teaching. Anyway, a couple more topics, and then we'll squash it, okay? A couple quick ones. Mm-hmm. We talked about this earlier just for a moment. Leylah Fernandez is through to the third round. Okay.
Good for her.
Do you agree or disagree that it was the best thing to ever happen to Leylah Fernandez's tennis career?
Absolutely.
Is to not win that U.S. Open?
Absolutely, because she's still hungry, whereas the other one is not. I mean, I felt like watching Raducanu today at her interview. She was really not upset. She was smiling, and she's like, I'm ready for Wimbledon. Fernandez against Bencic, I think she has a great chance. I felt like Andreescu could come back on that second set and beat her. You know, mentally she's all over the place. I feel like Fernandez being a lefty will help her in that match. Yeah, she can go further.
Yeah, the Fernandez match with her is going to be a prize fight. To me, right now, with the third round matches that are on paper, I'm watching that one. I just want to see a good match there, but because of what I just said, I think the best thing for Fernandez was to not have won that US Open. I'm hoping that she
won
wins.
that US Open so young with the lack of diversity from the women. There were a lot of women that didn't play. I feel like she'll have a better career and then win her slam that she should win, right? If she keeps working hard, Jose.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, so third round matches.
Are we almost done?
Yeah, but they're very in. So third round matches that I feel like are worth watching. Now on the men's side, based upon the third round matches that piled up today, I don't think they're really that great. But here's some of the third round matches that I personally want to watch. And then I'm going to ask you and all of you to immediately, without thinking, in comments, to tell me who you think will win. So if you're on your keyboard at home, that's great, your cell phone, whatever. As soon as I ask these questions, I want you to not think. Rapid fire. We've always done a rapid fire question segment. This is rapid fire predictions. Carla, are you ready? Okay, I need you to just chill. Don't think about anything but these questions. Okay, third round matchups that are interesting. A, focus. Kanepi versus Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff.
I'm taking Kanepi there.
I mean, technically, yeah, but I'm going to take Gauff just because I like her.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kanepi there if I had to bet my house on it. Otherwise, let's go Gauff. Next match, Angelique Kerber against Sasnovich. I'm going Sasnovich too because she has the Belarusian flag to fight for. Amanda Anisimova against Muchova.
Man, I like them both. I'm going to go with Muchova.
Taking Muchova there. Let's go. And it has nothing to do with the flag.
I think Muchova has more variety than Anisimova.
Yeah.
I think Anisimova goes for every return. It's everything hard, and it goes in. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I think that she doesn't match as well when someone's giving her strategy.
That's a great comment.
Yeah.
That's a great comment, girl. Muchova, to me, is the better player. Period. Okay, anyway, next match. Felix Auger-Aliassime against the Serbian Krajinovic. A lot of you are probably like, what? Why would you want to watch Felix Auger?
I think Felix will take that.
I want the Serbian.
I think the 5-set coming back down, being down 2 sets and then winning it helped him. He had never passed the first round at the French Open. He just did.
Fair enough.
Won his second match in straight sets. I think he'll get through this one.
I like Felix Auger-Aliassime a lot. All right. But in the past, say, decade, if you go look at the draws in majors the past 10 years, you'll see that in almost every draw, the Americans are grouped off in one section to play one another before you get past the third round, like McDonald and Nakashima and all these people. The Serbians are the same way. They always have like Laszlo Djiri playing Tipsarevic and then Tekmanovic and Krajinovic and then Djokovic all in the same second. It's like they're just trying to bleed them out so only one person may have a chance. I'm going for Krajinovic there. I love Felix, believe me, but because the Serbians are always isolated, I'm taking Krajinovic. Let's go, bro. Represent. The Mexican player, Fernandez. No, excuse me. Leylah Fernandez, the Canadian player, is playing Bencic, right? Is she playing Bencic? Belinda Bencic and Fernandez?
Yeah.
Who do you take in that match?
Bencic should win that.
I'm gonna go with Fernandez, given the fact she just made the U.S. Open final. Am I right or wrong?
Well, we haven't done the, we already did the fantasy group SC tennis. We did that in the beginning.
Yeah, but hey, we're doing it again for Wimbledon. By the way, if you missed out on the $500 cash giveaway for this tournament or the 2 top winners winning $50 each, we always give away $100 for the fantasy team. Always. There's always 2 winners. Always. We're doing it again for Wimbledon. And you know that Wimbledon comes right up after this tournament. Just because the ATP and WTA pulled their points away from Wimbledon does not mean we're not going to do it again. We will be putting the same $500 back on the table for Wimbledon, as well as another $100 for the fantasy teams.
No, she lost, Michael Walker. She lost.
What's up, Mike Walker? We talked about you earlier, so go back and watch the show. I'm hoping to win $100. All right, I'm closing it down. Okay, did anyone really care about the outcome of the Borna Coric match in Grigor Dimitrov?
No.
Did it really matter who even won? Did Coric have a better chance of doing better in the next round than Dimitrov did?
No.
If Ramos Vinolas today would have beaten Alcaraz, would he have won or would he have lost the next round? We've talked about it so many times. These veterans.
He would have played.
These veterans go 5 sets. They get out of the 5 sets and they come back the next day and they lose. Okay, the younger player, the better player won. Okay, because the younger kid or child can recover quicker. Okay.
Well, Dimitrov is fresh where Schwartzman's played 5 sets.
Last thing, and Carla said this earlier today.
Yeah, Michael Walker should have won in 3 sets.
Yeah,
He made his life harder.
Carla said this today about Sasha, aka Puppy Hater, aka Alexander Zverev. Carla said this earlier today, and I would really like a good explanation. It doesn't have to be long, but give me an explanation. Zverev began playing today, and Zverev almost lost, by the way. He had to come back from 2 sets to none. But Carla indicated that, quote, Zverev is very hard to like. He is like your typical guy in high school. Please explain that. Now, let me repeat this. Carla said...
what I mean is, those high school guys, they think they're all that. They're popular and all the girls are like, but they're really not. When they graduate high school, they're nothing. They're the same childish kid they were.
So,
that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, so what you're saying is Mr. Popular in high school, he's like the high school quarterback. Everybody loves him, and it's so great. And then all of a sudden, high school's over, and then the most dorky guy ends up being the most awesome guy, and the high school quarterback or linebacker ends up being a 300-pound sack of bricks sitting on his mommy's couch. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Let's go. All right, schedule for the remaining couple of days. We are in Dauphin Island, Alabama, which is just off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. Tomorrow it is supposed to rain all day. If the rain subsides early enough, we are going to leave here and go tend to an entire club of 8 courts. And it takes us for 8 clay courts almost an entire day to do it with both of us working. So if it clears out early tomorrow.
We're going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. We will do a show very late tomorrow night.
Yeah, it will definitely clear because people are playing at the club right now.
Yeah, it will be but they're going to get not them now, but it's going to storm all night tonight.
What I'm saying is it'll clear.
But yes, but there would have been no realistic choice.
I'm talking about
it would have not helped us to go clean the course today an hour away.
No, we're going tomorrow to clean them.
If though it rains all day, it's 100% chance of rain tomorrow. Some models have it getting out of here at noon. Some have them getting out of here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If it gets out of here at noon, we'll do a show at 3. If it gets around, if it gets out of here earlier than that, then we're going to go and clean those courts, and it'll take us all day because we do have lessons Friday, Saturday,
it seems to be
and then on on Sunday and Monday, we have no choice but to take off. We have prior obligations. But then after Monday, which is Tuesday, the whole summer is nonstop for us. We don't take days off. Are we back to 6 days a week then?
No.
We're still going to take 2?
When?
After, so when we
go.
go.
The only time we're working on Monday is.
So after Fish, we're still going to go 5 and 7 and not 6 and 7?
Yeah.
Okay, if we want to go to Colorado and be able to afford to, we might want to go 6 and 7.
No one's coming on Sundays, Justin. You're just wasting time.
You're correct because
you're wasting time.
You're right. So
everybody in Alabama, they don't do anything on Sundays.
So my dad, 84 years old, I've said this before. My dad comes up to our club sometimes, and on Sundays he comes up there. Sometimes he'll sit all day in just a chair that sits out there, just to sit there and just look at the courts. I always like, man, I'm 84 years old. I've grown up in clubs. I've played number 1 on college teams, been around the pro tour. I have never in my life seen a club that no one is at
no one's
on
there.
Sunday.
People are busy making plans.
Nobody. But yet some people still say, where are the pros at? Like, I'm supposed to sit up there all day when no one's up there and do absolutely nothing with no internet?
Everyone that I have for Sunday is gladly to move it to another day. We don't need to be there on Sunday. Not only that, there's 1 week where we're going to be doing a camp where we will be working on Monday. So we don't need to be there on Sunday. Definitely not.
All right. By the way, and ending, this notebook was 70 sheets, and I just threw out my last sheet in 2 days.
Cool.
Homeboy's doing some writing.
Yep.
It's so exciting. All right, you ready, Carla?
Yep.
Let's dip. See ya. Much love. Vamos.
Bye.
Fish Show 529. Let's go.
Thank you.